That is right. Crush 'em by Megadeth. Very fitting for an intro as the Lakers come to town and the Blazers crush them 132 to 116. A beautiful victory for your Trailblazers. Of course, if you are a Blazer fan, which is why you're listening to the show, it's why we interact all day long. It's why you comment, you call, you text. You know that any day's a good day when you beat LA, and they did that tonight. A wonderful game all the way around. You got good contribution from everybody on the roster. And what makes this good, I know a lot of people will look at it and be like, oh, yeah, well, they didn't have Austin Reeves and they didn't have Luka Doncic. And, yeah, well, guess what? Last time that happened, the Lakers came to town. They didn't have those guys either. People were calling it the South Bay Lakers, a reference to the G League team. And the Lakers took care of business and won that night here in Moda. So the Blazers had a game plan. They knew what to do with the big men out. No Jackson Hayes, no DeAndre Ayton. They knew they needed to attack the rim. LeBron James still did LeBron James things. He had a couple of just massive plays. He had one dunk where he got Robert Williams and Dwight Breath both to leave the ground, which left the runway open, and he just went old school. You could just hear the of the crowd as they knew they were going to watch a great play, and great it was. But it still wasn't enough, despite the fact he scored a couple of nice points tonight. Wasn't enough to get the victory for the Lakers, which is a good thing as the Blazers win 132 to 116. Welcome into the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you. If you'd like to join the conversation, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, you can also go onto youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, join the conversation there, or send us a text. 88528 is the text line. Good game. Like I've mentioned many times, the Blazers had a plan. They stuck to it. They attacked this team. And we talked about this earlier in the game, that what I like the most about this Blazer team right now is over the last 8 games, they've been playing very, very good basketball. They had the 5-game win streak. They had the game against the Knicks that snapped that streak, but I still thought they played a good game, all things considered. Towards the end of that game, the Knicks just flexed on them a little bit. They had the one-off so far over that stretch, which was Golden State, where they got housed. Other than that, they've been playing good ball, and one thing that ties all those games together is the 5-game win streak, the last 2 games, Atlanta and LA, and then even the Knicks game. The games where they played their best over that last stretch, they've all been under their season average on turnovers. So obviously, take care of the ball. Good things happen. They did so again tonight. Came in on the night averaging just under 17 turnovers per game, and the Blazers turned the ball over 15 times. Did lead to 16 points for the Lakers. Meanwhile, the Blazers scored 21 points off turnovers. They had 27 second chance points to just 11 for the Lakers, which was another key that we talked about, the offensive rebound and being able to get those second chance points, since the Lakers weren't a great defensive rebounding team. Points in the paint, 52 to 46 in favor of Portland. And the bench, once again, after last game where they scored 55 points, which was a season high, the bench scores 57 tonight. So having Jeremy Grant back healthy, kind of back in that 6-man role, having Caleb Love, who's become an absolute gem off of the bench, those things are being pretty beneficial to Coach Thiago Splitter right now, because it just gives you the ability to mess with your lineup and feel confident in your second unit. As Matt says in the YouTube chat, things are looking better. That's right. They're kind of fallen into place, and this is what we've talked about all year long, that this stretch of games here was going to kind of start the rest of the year, where the Blazers' schedule is one of the easier schedules in the NBA after being one of the hardest in the schedules in the NBA up to this point. And you're coupling easier schedule with a healthier team, and you're starting to see what this team can do. And this is without Deni Avdija, who will hopefully, my guess is he doesn't play tomorrow and we'll be back on Thursday. That would just be my gut feeling, because that puts the biggest gap in between for an injury that's not one that's really going to keep him out. It's just about being 100%. I don't think you want to put him out there at 90 if you don't have to. So it makes sense, because that game tomorrow, after that you have a 3-day break. No game Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then you got a game on Thursday. So that's what I'm kind of feeling. And we'll see if we get an update on that sometime tomorrow, obviously. But you're doing this without Deni. You still have Scoot, who could be coming back in the next few weeks. We'll continue to get updated there. Regardless, though, Drew Holiday's looking good. Jeremy Grant's looking good. The team as a whole is playing good basketball, and that's exactly what you want. Let's take a look real quick at the individual box score, see how things played out for the Lakers first. LeBron James, 20 points, 8 assists, 9 rebounds. Jake LaRivia, 2 points, 11 points from Maxi Kleber. Marcus Smart had 25 points, to lead the Lakers. Gabe Vincent had just 3 on the bench. It was Timmy time. Gonzaga legend Drew Timme, 29 minutes, 21 points. He had 4 assists and 2 rebounds. He was 9 of 12 from the floor. Always good to see Drew Timme get going. I wasn't very sold on him as an NBA talent. Don't know exactly where I sit on him yet, but he still has awesome footwork down low. I'll take that one all day long. Guy who just knows how to move. I think Drew Timme's fun. Again, don't know what his long-term prospects are as an NBA talent, but I got to give him credit tonight for absolutely having himself a game. On the Trailblazers side of things, Sidi Sissoko had 14 points, 4 rebounds, 9 points from Toumani Camara. Now, I've mentioned a lot that I want to see him more effective on the offensive side of the ball. Tonight, he was just 3 of 5, and that's where I will accept the 9-point game because he wasn't required to take a lot of shots. He took the shots that he needed to take rather than forcing things because everyone else was playing so well. I do like this game from Toumani Camara, and defensively I thought he was as good as advertised. He's still good on that end. 18 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists for Donovan Clingan. 25 points to lead your Trailblazers was Shaedon Sharpe, and then 9 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists from Drew Holiday. So it's nice to see Shaedon Sharpe get out there and have another solid performance. I was talking with Connor of Blazers Edge about how it's nice. You don't have to write every single night about Shaedon Sharpe having 25 points because he's just starting to do it so consistently. That's exactly what we wanted. We've mentioned about how I want those nights where he scores 17 or 18 to feel like bad nights, not like, oh, that's Shaedon Sharpe. No, and you're getting to that point where his offense is just churning. So a beautiful performance from him. On the bench, again, 57 points all the way around. And it was led by Jeremy Grant and Caleb Love, who had 22 points each. Caleb Love he was 4 of 8 from beyond the arc, 8 of 15 overall, hit some big shots. He also had 7 assists, which led the team tonight. Jeremy Grant, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and again, those 22 points. Dwap Reith chipped in 8. Ryan Rupert did not have any. Dwap Reith had 5. Robert Williams had 8. No one else on the bench scored. So that's the lowdown right there. And again, the big difference in this one is just they keyed in on things. They went to the line at a very, very high rate tonight. In fact, the Blazers went to the line 22 times in the first quarter, which is the most free throws in a single quarter by any team in the NBA this season. That is more than the Lakers ended up getting all night long. The Lakers were 19 of 21 from the free throw line at the end of the game. The Blazers would only go to the line 12 more times the rest of the way, but they finished the night 26 of 34 from the line. We also talked about going back last time when the Blazers were 9 of 40 from beyond the arc. Shot the ball much better this time, 16 of 42. That makes a big difference as well. 24 assists. They had 9 steals, only 17 personal fouls. And what I love is the turnover numbers 15, which is below their average. All right, if you want to join the conversation, 503-248-0620, where we'll head out right now to Bryce in North Portland, friend of the show, always likes to call in. Bryce, welcome in. What do you got for us tonight?
I'm sorry, I did not watch the first quarter. Infatuated by the football game, and apologies.
No, maybe it's your fault they took 22 free throws then. They were trying to slow the game down for you a little bit, so you still had something to watch.
They should have paid me a few more $1 million if they wanted my input on that game. But so didn't watch the. I'm going to have to circle back. It's a madness of free throws. But Caleb Love, I don't know how they rank plus minus, but I would love to see where Caleb Love puts the Blazers lately, and Drew Holiday. That's a very strange, you look at a box score percentage. Drew Holiday for 9 points. That's one of the more impactful Blazers starter 9-point percentages. As it's not just because it's against the Lakers, but I swear, like, City Sissoko feeling comfortable against LeBron feels like a really great place for the Blazers to be. That and Marcus Smart and Caleb Love within points of each other. There's different tempos in which they each left the floor. It's not a full game, but I'm excited for a healthy Blazers set,
No,
and I hope we don't burn Tiago Splitter. I really do. Stay with the team. Be our offensive coordinator.
well,
I
here's
beg you.
Yeah, here's the deal, Bryce, and thanks for the call as always. Couple things I want to hint on there. First off, you're talking about City Sissoko and the way he's playing defense. I think that's just the way this team is kind of being built right now by head coach Tiago Splitter. Because one thing I mentioned during the game as well, I looked over to Sean Hike and I go, you know what's impressed me the most about Ryan Rupert during this recent stretch of games where he's probably been playing the best? He doesn't back down on defense. He got switched up a couple times on LeBron and did not cower whatsoever against one of the greatest to ever play this game, who proved tonight and every single night this year that he's still got it. Like he does, if he hangs him up at the end of the year, which I don't think he'll do. I'm just saying for argument's sake here. Like if he hangs him up, it's just because he wants to. He's bored. It's not because his body can't play this game anymore. Dude's still incredible. But City Sissoko, same way. They don't back down. Rupert doesn't back down. Caleb Love likes to take the challenges on. So I like that about these young guys. Now for Tiago, you said they hope they don't burn him, stay on as a coordinator. Well, we'll see what happens in the long run. I have no idea what happens legally with Chauncey Billups and everything there. All I know is that I want Tiago Splitter here. If he's maybe the head coach moving forward, whatnot. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate on that end with the legal stuff going on. All I know is if you guys listen to the show, anything about me. I love Tiago Splitter. I loved him when he was hired as an assistant. When he got promoted into this role, one game into the year, I was like, okay, now we get to see what he is. And you've seen him grow into the role. And he's talked about that early on about, he still had some stuff to learn because it is different being a head coach here than it was being a head coach in Europe. Just a couple different rules, this and that. And, credit to guys like Nate Bjorkgren who are always in his ear helping him out. The point is that I absolutely love Tiago Splitter. I think Tiago is going to be a great coach in this league, and whether it's in Portland or elsewhere, I hope it's Portland. I really, really like Tiago Splitter. Looking at the YouTube chat, Aaron Weldon has a comment made me chuckle too. It says, my favorite teams to beat: 1, the Lakers; 2, everybody else. I like that. That's kind of funny. Alt Airman, I don't know why he likes to change his name, try to confuse me, but he says, my favorite team to beat are Hawaii and App State. I don't know why you say that because it's not very accurate. You can beat App State, but Hawaii has a winning record against you in college football, 26. Don't at me, bro. But Aaron Weldon also chimes in. I've removed Rupert from my worst Blazers of the 2020 decade list. I would have never put him there. I think Rupert he was raw, and it was just hard to see any progression from him. But as of late, he started to show it, and I think that he's kind of worked his way maybe out of that dead last. Like if you have a 15-man roster, he was definitely 15th. But what I love about Rupert over the last probably 3-4 weeks, and especially this last run of home games, is he's just playing within himself. And I think a lot of that goes with the way Tiago Splitter uses those bench guys. Some of it was by necessity, but also I think he's proven to those guys that he trusts them to play in those situations. You've seen plenty of times Rupert on the floor late for defensive situations. You saw him on LeBron a couple times tonight. You've seen him against some of the best players when Toumani Camara unfortunately fouls out, and sometimes he gets beat, but he doesn't shy away from it, and he's showing a lot there. And then when you keep in mind that he's still only 21 years old, it's pretty good to have. And again, I don't know where he is. Like, I look at some of the young guys that the Blazers do have on their roster, like Chris Murray, for instance. Like, I think Chris Murray is at his ceiling. I don't think that's a guy who gets significantly better moving forward. I think Dwap Reith is pretty close to his ceiling, and we've seen what he can do. He can shoot that three ball. He's been playing good defensive late. He's a good big man. I think Roops is still untapped. I think the hardest thing about him is just finding that potential and how to tap into that potential. I don't know where his ceiling is. I don't think he's at it, though. I'll tell you that much, if that makes sense. All right, if you want to join the conversation, youtube.com is one way. You can also go to grab your phone and just send a text message to 88528 or give us a call. Be like Bryce. Call in. Don't be afraid. He's not afraid to call in, and I love it. I love it. I need more of you guys doing that. 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And I also need to take the time to remind you that Rip City Radio wants to hook you up with a 4-pack of tickets to check out the Blazers versus the Suns on February 3rd. From the Coors Light Silver seats, experience the game with 3 of your friends in deluxe seats with a refrigerated drink holder, phone charger, and great views of the action. Enter today on the contest page at ripcityradio.com. Must be 21 or older, but go do that for your chance at the Rip City special 4-pack of tickets in the Coors Light Silver seats, which I sat up there with Dwight and Chad before, Preston Highfield, Professor Charles Xavier the Fourth, whatever his nickname was. It's a fun little spot up there. So go right now. Head on over to the Rip City Radio contest page to enter. This is the 5th quarter. I'm your host, Chris Burkhardt. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we still got your drive of the night, shot of the night, coach's corner, and a game ball to hand out, all here on your home of the Blazers, Rip City Radio 620.
Hey, Portland.
Left hand, missed the layup. Klingen the rebound. Give it to Love. Love the lob. The Sharp puts it in. My goodness. 71-61.
That sure was a nice play there from Caleb Love and Shaden Sharp. One of Caleb Love's team-high 7 assists, a beautiful alley-oop to a cutting Shaden Sharp. They needed that after, LeBron was putting on his normal show, going out there dunking like crazy. He's still got it. He's still got it. And we talk about this. We complain about, stars missing, like Luka Doncic missed tonight. And we did I got a message during the game, so I had to look up the exact date, but it was when was the last time Luka Doncic played in Portland? And the answer is December 1st, 2024. He's yet to play in Portland as a member of the Lakers. Missed his final game in Portland as a member of the Mavs. And by my count, this was the 6th game in a row he has not played in PDX. And I did have a friend who was at the game today going like, dude, ticket prices were crazy stupid just for me to show up for Luka not to be playing. I hate that. That's pretty brutal. Pretty brutal. He's dodging. Austin Reeves didn't play last time they were here either. He's dodging too. They're all dodging the Blazers. No one wants to play the Blazers. It's a great day to be a Blazer, though, as they grab a 132-116 victory over the Lakers. And now have a chance to do something pretty good tomorrow. It's going to be tough. We definitely got to look at the health reports when they come across early in the afternoon, because we don't know yet if Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant will play. Coach did talk about it in the pregame presser today, saying that we're going to see how they feel after this one, but it is the second of a back-to-back. Keep in mind that so far this season, like Robert Williams has not played in the second of back-to-back, so he likely won't play tomorrow. I don't know if they take that same injury approach with Drew and Jeremy, but we shall see. But it's a big game for the Blazers, because the Blazers enter that game tomorrow against Sacramento, who's 12-30. They have won 4 in a row, 4-6 in their last 10. But it's a chance for the Blazers to get back up to 500. First time since early November. That's huge. They win that game. They're 22-22. Keep a little bit of ground between them and the Clippers, who are closing fast, by the way. The Clippers have been playing over the last about 3 weeks some of the best basketball in the league. They started this season so slow, but they've found their groove. They've won 5 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and they went from outside looking in to inside the play-in now. They're currently ranked 10th, 2 games behind the Trailblazers. Blazers, meanwhile, 3 games behind the number 8 Golden State Warriors. Things will start to balance out throughout the way. Keep in mind, Blazers still have, I've mentioned this before, but they have 2 games coming up here in early February against the Memphis Grizzlies, who are currently 2.5 games behind them. So those 2 games are going to be huge. They still have 2 games against Brooklyn, 2 games against Washington, 2 games against Indiana, 2 games against Charlotte. Those are the 4 worst teams in the Eastern Conference, excuse me. So, yeah, there's going to be some, hopefully, wins to be had here. But the Blazers are in a good spot overall, getting close to 500, and all things considered, man, that's phenomenal. Now, we talk about that game tomorrow, what it can mean for the Blazers getting to 500, continue to hold on. Let's take a look real quick at some of the other scores around the NBA, shall we? Because, it's fun. We all love basketball, right? The Mavericks grab a 138-120 victory over the Jazz. Brandon Williams had 22 points for Dallas. The Celtics 132-106 over the Hawks. Jaylen Brown 41 points and 6 boards. The Pacers lost to the Pistons. They didn't just lose; they got demolished, 121-78. The Pistons. Let's do some quick math for you real quick. Let's do quick math for you quickly. How many times can you say quick? The Pistons scored 31 points in the first quarter. If they did not score a single point in the second, they still would have had a 6-point lead at halftime. That's how bad it was for Indiana. 11 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second, a 25-point half. They scored 28 points in the third, 25 in the fourth. And yeah, it just got ran out of the gym in that one. Jalen Duren, 15 points, 8 rebounds for Detroit. The Suns, 106. The Knicks, 99. Devin Booker had 27 points. The Thunder fall to the Heat, 122-120. Bam Adebayo, 30 points and 12 rebounds. The Spurs, 126. The Timberwolves, 123. Victor Wembanyama, 29 points and 9 rebounds. Anthony Edwards in a losing effort with 55 points for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Warriors grabbed a 136-116 win over the Charlotte Hornets. DeAnthony Melton led the way with 24 points and 6 rebounds. The Nuggets 121, the Wizards 115. Jamal Murray 42 points, 6 assists. And of course, the final score at Moda Center, your Trailblazers 132, the Lakers 116. Blazers led by Shaedon Sharpe with 25 points. LeBron James just finished a rebound and 2 assists shy of a 20-point triple-double. If you want to join the conversation with us here tonight, 503-248-0620 is the telephone number. And, of course, you can head on over to youtube.com, type in Rip City Radio, join the chat there, or send us a text. 88528 is the text line. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to head to the coach's corner, hear from head coach Tiago Splitter. We're going to hand out a game ball as well. Get out of here, get a little rest. I know the Blazers skedaddled out of here, got to the airport because they're flying to Sacramento for a game tomorrow. We've got to get a little bit of rest because we got another game in less than 24 hours time. 6 o'clock tip-off tomorrow in Sacramento against the Kings. So we're going to take a quick break, but before we do, it's time for your shot of the night.
Live from the Coors Light Studios, Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Time for the fifth quarter shot of the night on your home of the Portland Trailblazers. 620 Rip City Radio.
Love on the drive, a step back three in front of James. Buries it again, right in the face of Bronny James.
I think there's a little something there of a message from Caleb Love.
Coors Light Studios. Coors Light. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Choose chill.
Welcome back into the fifth quarter. Chris Burkhardt here with you. Time now to head to the coach's corner. Let's hear from head coach Tiago Splitter.
Yes.
You guys, quote unquote, should be at that.
Yeah, I think we gotten better at that. I told them, like, we got to treat every possession, like the last one. Just be focused and ready to go and be aggressive and use the clock in the right time. And, when we have 2-for-1 situations, use it. So all of those things, I think we took the game very seriously.
Was part of that aggressiveness getting to the foul line as often as you guys did in the first quarter? I think 22 free throws for you guys.
No, we don't think like that. We don't think like, let's get to the free throw line. We knew they missing their bigs, so we tried to be aggressive and drive. I think that was a little bit the plan, but not like trying to get fouled. It was just be aggressive at the rim.
As guys are starting to come back and you're starting to get more healthy, are you starting to kind of see the vision that you had at the beginning of the year? Are you starting to kind of see things kind of come back to where they were?
Yeah, slowly we're seeing that. Of course, we know that 100% Drew still got, getting shape, and Jeremy, and they're still not there. And we have Danny, still out. But slowly we start to see that picture again.
How is Shaden stepping up on offense this week, especially with Danny out?
I think he shot well from three. He was trying to be aggressive there. He has less of those mid-range shots. I think he's giving us more effort on defense as well, getting a couple stops, couple steals, gamble a couple ones that we didn't like. But, slowly he's getting there where we want.
Got the box.
Siri Sissoko. Just got 6 deflections and, got into their team and was physical, tried to take charge on LeBron James. That's not an easy task, but at least he tried. So those are the winning plays that you need.
Is he leading the tally right now?
I'm not sure. He might. Might be leading.
When you see how many guys scored in how many different ways, just could you speak to the depth that you have now that you're starting to get guys back and how many options you have?
Yeah, Joe. That's it just you see Caleb Love is scoring 22, Jeremy Grant from the bench, so that gives you a sort of comfort of your bench players, right? Like you're gonna sub your starters and you're gonna bring your bench, and they're gonna bring it, they're gonna score, they're gonna get stops. So give me a little bit more confidence on those subs.
Who is the MVP tonight for the Trailblazers? It's time for Game Balls on Fifth Quarter, live from the Coors Light Studios. Coors Light, choose chill.
All right, there you heard from head coach Tiago Splitter. It is time now to hand out the game ball, and I'm going to give the game ball to Caleb Love, even though Shaden Sharp had a stellar 25-point performance. He was good, 9 of 18 from the floor, 4 of 8, 3 of 4. You got to give Caleb Love the game ball because of the back-to-back threes he hit in the face of Bronny James. There, as you heard in the highlight Shacker played earlier, you hear Michael Holton go, "Oh, been a little bit of a message behind that one." Like they put Bronny on him, and I think Caleb Love was like, "No, son." No, like I'm gonna show you something right here. Crossed him up one time, steps back, hits a three, gets the ball second time, just looks him in the eye, hits a three. You gotta respect it. That's the game right there. We're gonna let the game do the talking, and Caleb Love was trying to make a statement, that is for sure, against Bronny James. Once again, though, Caleb Love and his team came out on top. Final score 132 to 116. Eric Weldon says, dang it, I don't know who to give the ball to. Caleb Love seems reasonable. Man was money. Yeah, he was. He was money. Jeremy Grant was great. Like I said, Shaden Sharp offensively was locked in. Donovan Clingan was good. But I think, yeah, like I said, you got to give it to the guy who definitely made a statement. When you look at Bronny and you're like, I'm gonna take care of business here. I'm gonna show you something. You got to respect it. You got to tip your hat. Enjoy it. All right, that is going to do it for us here tonight on the fifth quarter. Like I said, we got to go get in the cars, head home, get to bed because we're, got to rest up. We got to do it again tomorrow. The Blazers will be looking to get to 500 for the first time since early November as they take on the Sacramento Kings, who are 12-30. They are winners of 4 in a row, 4-6 in their last 10. Their 4-game winning streak includes wins over the Rockets, one of the best teams in the West, the Lakers, the Knicks, and their last game a 128-115 victory over the Washington Wizards. So the Blazers get to go down there to Sacramento, take them on again with a chance to get back to 500. Keep in mind, too, little health updates as we talk about. Every team around the league has been dealt with some injuries. Sacramento is no different. They have recently welcomed Domantas Sabonis back into the lineup. He played 21 minutes, had 13 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists against the Wizards, so expect to see him tomorrow when the Blazers take them on. And again, keep it locked into Rip City Radio 620 on social media, as well as myself, Chris J. Burkhardt, just in case you're looking for updates, because we will get some tomorrow, because once the Blazers announce their health updates for the day, because it's going to be really interesting to see if Drew Holiday and Jeremy Grant play second night of a back-to-back, as they're coming back from injury management. You have Robert Williams, who will likely not play. Do they throw Denny Avdi out there or wait one more game because you give him a little more rest if he doesn't play until Thursday when they return home to take on the Miami Heat? But let's get tomorrow done first. 6 o'clock tip, meaning I will have Blazers game day for you starting at 4 o'clock. Once again, final score from Moda here tonight. The Blazers 132, the Lakers 116. Rip City, I will talk to you on the next one.